And welcome back to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Last time, we boarded the deserted ship, and we have sprung a trap to eliminate a good chunk of the brutes and Bat while we're at it. So, to that effect, we're running around the ship planting explosives. Now, we've got... Oop. Yep, we have to go throughout the ships, and we're going to be running around, attracting the brutes' attention, which of course justifies all the random battles that we get into, so that we can get them to flood this place and then blow them all up in one fell swoop. But yeah, the main takeaway there is Gale doesn't want us taking the elevator, so we won't. Now, let's just check how we're doing on HP and MP. Got the money, so yeah, I may as well top ourselves off. This deserted ship, a lot of winding corridors. You may notice if you remember from last video, we've actually passed over the second floor for the moment. We need to get to the second floor so we can plant an explosive device there. There's lots of treasure to get in the ship. Here's the plant for the third floor. Alright, just 6 more to go. As I was saying, there's a lot of treasure to get throughout this ship. And we got a new enemy here. These guys, the Foul Phantoms, I believe, they are weak to force, which they just immediately set up a force shield. And they like to use death magic on us. Could potentially be nasty. Let's start by just taking out the thing we know we can get rid of. And I guess we'll just nail these guys with Aguilau, since that's the strongest thing we got. Okay, these guys do not nullify black, so don't have to worry about that. Will it hit? Okay. May as well fish for a Devil's Feast here. Hey! Yep, you don't need to make the enemy afraid for it to work, it just doesn't work too often if they're not. Alright. Now that Cielo has got a second set of Tier 2 magic to throw around, if I feel like giving him that. Oh, got another scripted encounter here. Silver Fox, huh? Kind of a cool epithet if the internet didn't make me think that is a synonym for Foxy Grandpa, which I do not think really applies to Surf. Alright, we got a bunch of Taiwans here. I would love to use the spyglass on these guys so I can remember what the heck they're weak to, but unfortunately this is a scripted encounter, so that's just not going to happen. But I know they aren't immune to Lex, so I may as well go with that. These guys are much less scary than when we encountered them in that node in coordinate 136. Why not? Let's go for it. If I had Consume on him, that actually probably would have worked, but Cielo just doesn't have the strength to consistently do anything good with that like Gale would, so I decided to pass on that and just go with Devil's Feast for those guaranteed kills that I can occasionally get. Alright, do a quick top off. As always, I'm having Cielo do the hunting now that he has AP divide, since that's just simply a better way to distribute AP than relying, or just by killing the enemies straight away in battle. Okay, got another elevator here. Where does this one take us? Alright, we don't want to take that yet. We still gotta get to the second floor so we can plant the explosive there. Yeah, I had Gale go for a hunt there to finish off his mantra, and of course he gets a stomach ache. My plan for this area is to have Gale start working towards Holy Beast himself, so that he can have access to Iron Stomach and he can more effectively hunt himself up. Actually, speaking of having Gale hunt, I'm gonna set him up on Devour. I had him on Devil's Feast because I was doing field hunts, but Devour, much more effective for him since he has the strength to actually do some decent damage with it. And once he gets access to Consume, he'll be doing much better on hunting for himself. Alright, here we go. Alright, Gale has mastered his current mantra. We'll definitely want to hit a terminal soon. Let's see. I won't need Mudo or Foul Breath anymore, so I'm actually going to throw on some physically oriented skills. We'll get Venom Fang for some multi-target physical damage, and Comatose for some single target. I'll leave Maragi for now. I could potentially have use for that, given all of the Nagas that we're running into. Here we go. Got the second floor set up with explosives now. From this point on, we can just start heading on up and hitting all the... I'm not sure what these are, like power generation areas, generators. Sadly, I'm not too familiar with the inner workings of ships, and I cannot recognize the distinct areas when they're presented to me. Man, I forgot the most important thing about those phantoms. They're one of the first enemies that we run into that nullify physical attacks. So yeah, be wary of that. Alright, let's do a quick map check again. I'm gonna head out this way. Again, we cannot come back here once we're done with this area, so we want to investigate everything. Also, this is probably the first major area where I'm gonna have to go really heavy on editing out the encounters, because as you probably notice, we're getting into quite a few just trying to get from point A to point B. One nice thing about this section of the game is, on top of the increased encounters, the enemies are giving a lot more Maka now, so we can actually get much better mantras for our party members, since we can actually afford them at this point. Alright, that's everything we wanted to take care of here. So, let's take the elevator up to the 4th floor. Yeah, the elevator Gale was talking about was specifically the one that would take us back to the 9th floor, or rather the 8th floor. Can't do that. We actually have to thread the explosives throughout this ship. Alright, let's head on in. Ooh, more new enemies. Alright, let's take a look at that guy. Oh, I always forget how exactly you say his name. We'll just get the old spyglass up and see what he's working with. Okay. And this guy is Kaiji. I think his name changes throughout the series depending on how they want to Romanize that. Okay, he's weak to earth and mute. Not really anything we have access to at the moment, so we'll just save him for last, take out these other things. May as well go for the Venom Fang. Ooh, that was foolish of me. Let's see. I better have Surf just take this guy out. Luckily, a fire-boosted Agilao should finish him off at that point. Alright, let's get Gale back in the battle. I don't want him missing out on experience. Luckily, Revival Bead's quite good in this game. Alright, let's fish for a Devil's Feast here, see if I get lucky. Nope. Would help Surf out ever so slightly if we got that, but it's not critical. And yeah, that thing's not terribly strong, so I'm not too worried about having access to Earth Magic to hurt it much. I don't even know why I needed to check the map there, I just do that out of habit. Here we go, small Karma Terminal. Alright, so let's get some better mantras going. First off, Gale, let's work towards Holy Beast. Once we have that, we'll have 2 iron-stomached and AP divide capable hunters. Cielo, what we want to do is get you maxed out on Cherubim. The end goal is to get to this node right here, since this is the node that will allow us to learn Dekuja and Dekunda, and it is very helpful to be able to cast those skills without having to rely on a combo. If I hunt decently and maybe use a field hunt to get that last one maxed out, we should be able to have that for when we really want it. Right now, though, let's just focus on getting done with the deserted ship. Those Isuras are very good for our hunting efforts, since Cielo can just nail them with Mazionga, and there's a pretty good chance that they'll be made afraid of that. Anyways, as you can see, this was a very small floor. Just had to go to that terminal and then drop the explosive off here, and we're already done. Let's be on our merry way. Gotta get to the 5th floor now. Surf has almost got Earthlord maxed out. Now, for this deserted ship area, there is actually a specific area in it that always spawns a particular enemy. It's actually very good for...
Too bad Sarah isn't here, sucker. Flying can't save your ass in here. There's no escaping this time. Why did you sell to not out?
Ask your idiot friend. He'd do the same thing. Oh, but you'll never see him again. Not after I devour you. Janana was delicious.
Your comrade. No! You bastard!
Whoops, I forgot that cutscene was there. But hey, looks like the trap has worked and Bat is right where Argilla wants him. Anyways, as I was saying, there's an area that spawns a specific enemy that gives a lot of AP at this point, and that's very good for getting the mantras you want mastered very quickly. Also, I finally got a chance to spyglass those Tawans, and they are weak to Earth, so you know what? I changed my mind. I actually do want access to Earth here. There isn't really anything weak to Ice at the moment, so we'll get rid of that. And I'm not using Maragi. What the heck's that doing there? Yeah, we may as well place that with Earth Boost. Just get that a little bit more damage there. Alrighty. Don't want to head for the explosive just yet, because if we check out this area off on the side, we can get some treasure. The doors we can actually go through are not all jacked up, and they have the light over them, so that's how you can spot them from a distance. But of course, you can just walk up, and on the map, it'll tell you it's a door you can walk through. Alright, getting close to maxing out Cherubim on Cielo. Hopefully we can get done with at least one more of the buffing or Hama-focused mantras before we get done with this area. Boy, I wish we could unload our cells, but unfortunately, we do not have that option at the moment. One nice thing about the combo skills being weaker than using the single target skills with one character is that you can actually take advantage of that to do less damage than you normally would, just to put the enemy in closer range to nail them with a hunt skill, or just exploit the fear status. Alright, here we go. I actually forgot that this way was the correct way. I just remember that there was treasure on this path also. Hey! What do you know? More brutes. We've actually killed dozens of your guys on the way here, so I'm not sure why you think that. Granted, we are good about eating all the things that we leave behind, so I guess it's not like there are any corpses to see. And this is actually a rather disappointing encounter. Hopefully none of these guys decide to blow themselves up. I think they only do that if they're at low HP, but I never take anything as a given in these games. Anyway, Maragi on. And that one's down, so we'll have Cielo just gob that guy up. Get that sweet, sweet Atma spread around, and take this guy out. Man, I'd never get tired of seeing the big numbers that Surf is capable of. Ah, so close to maxing out Earthlord. Actually, since we're right by a terminal, let's see if we get into another encounter. Let's just quickly get one going here. Come on, I want you to attack me. Attack me! Oh, come on. Don't be like this game. It is always like that, isn't it? It'll never give you the encounters when you actually want them. But Earthlord has in fact been mastered, so let's get Surf started on Pterodine. I hope I have the money for that. If not, oh well. Hey, the soul mantra. That gives us mutual karma. Oh, unfortunately, I do not. The rest of this stuff is too expensive to work on at the moment, so what's the cheapest thing that Surf can start working towards? Yeah, Roxas isn't good. Let's get him started on Expel Magic. May as well. Certainly going to want more buffers on my lineup in the near future. We'll probably max that out in record time and be set for another thing, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Yeah, these guys do drop a lot more money, but still, it is pretty easy to outpace your savings. Once we get into like the 6F to 8F range, we start running into some enemies that actually drop quite a lot of money, and they come in groups of 3, so hopefully we can take advantage of that and get ourselves set off to get a lot more Maka. So now that we're getting access to the stronger physical attacks finally, and we've kind of plateaued for a tier 2 magic, and Gale's magic stat isn't growing quite as... I'm trying so hard to find the right way to make this sound. Basically, physical attacks are starting to become pretty good, because we're getting stronger ones. And our strength stat is bolstering the damage enough that it's actually comparable to a boosted elemental spell. Not sure why my brain was struggling to get that point across. It's actually a good thing we came across this recovery terminal. We were getting a little low on MP. And the game is pretty generous like that. I think this area actually has among the most recovery terminals in the whole game. Even the final dungeon, which is famously very long, mostly relies on large karma terminal checkpoints more than it does have recovery terminals. Actually, now that I think about it, given its status as a temporary area, this is actually the one area in the game that does not have a large karma terminal. And Cielo has mastered Cherubim. Let's see, I got a spot for Hamon. I actually wouldn't mind having that on. Let's see, anything here that I am not using? I kind of want all of this stuff. I'm not using Medea at the moment. Surf can cover that just fine. We'll definitely want that on him for the boss fight. But for right now, Surf can cover the healing just fine. Yeah, I'm not going to have money to get fancy mantras on everybody with the next turn that we hit. Alright, Gale has mastered Holy Beast, so now he has Consume, he has Hellfang, and he has Iron Stomach. And of course, AP Divide. Let's swap out Devour for that. And I'll set Hellfang over Comatose, since that just deals more damage. I don't really care about the sleep effect. And let's see. I'm gonna throw on AP Divide and Iron Stomach over Force Boost. Don't really need the boosted damage. Surf covers that just fine. I do want to keep Aguilau and Zanma just for the combo skills that they allow me. I was doing some hunting in that battle. I was like, oh wait, everybody is already maxed out. Well, as you can imagine, there's a scripted encounter waiting for us at the top of those stairs, but we're not going to do that yet. First off, there's a bomb that we have to plant, so we need to head around and do that. So first off, let's get some new mantras going. Probably going to have to set a couple cheap ones. Let's see. Surf is probably the most important. We want to get him on Pterodyne. So we'll spend the large chunk of money on him. Alright, Gale's got access to Soul now. And we'll just work on something cheap I don't care about. Ice Demon is fine. And for Cielo, oh, we're gonna need a lot of money to get working on these. Probably something I'm gonna have to invest in once we get a chance to liquidate ourselves. So for the time being, we're gonna work on less expensive stuff. I don't really care about the skills this gives me, but it's the cheapest thing we can get on him. Perhaps I overdid it on getting Cielo set up on mantras. I guess I just wanted to get those out of the way so I didn't have to worry about them. Alright, we got more treasure to grab. First off, got this ammo node here. Hey, another cell. We need plenty of those. And behind this door, got two nodes here. Let's see what we got in this one. Hey, Revival Gem. Haven't actually had to use too many of those at this point in the game. Actually, have I even used any? I don't know. I've been playing this game a lot recently. I must be getting better at it if I haven't had to use those. Hey, Chakra Drops. We're actually kind of past the point where we really need to use those. Recovery terminals are fairly frequent in this area, and the 50 MP that those give you back, just not that much at this point. You probably would be better off using, like, working towards stuff like MP Drain and Chakra Walk. Just more efficient overall, really. It always just amazes me how much less I worry about taking big damage in this game compared to Nocturne. Enemies are a lot nastier in that game, even ones that you out-level by quite a bit. This game, though, it's all a lot more manageable. That isn't to say that certain things aren't considerably less effective in this game than they are in Nocturne, though. Actually, Digital Devil Saga 2 took strides to nerf a lot of the overpowering mechanics present in the previous 2 press turn games. Oh no, you guys can't. Alright, we gotta take them out before they can report that. They see the writing on the wall, so they just transform. Hey, that is one of the last enemies we can counter in this area. That is a Gur. He is weak to electric. And Hama, I believe. Actually, I believe these fowls are also weak to Hama. These gaseous type enemies typically are. Let's just hit that guy. No, don't want to do Mazanma. I'm pretty sure he actually nullifies that. Probably in some nasty way, too. Oh my god, they had Force Drain. I wasn't paying attention there. Oh, well. As long as they aren't spamming Mudon, I'm not too bothered by that. There, that time they didn't even do anything to them. Alright. Kinda wish we could have gotten a hunt there, but oh well. Yeah, Earth Emperor does not develop too fast, but we still got a bit of area left to go, and I do have a chance to actually get that built up pretty quickly. Okay. Now that we've got the explosive for this floor planted, we can wrap around and return to the ascending staircase. By the way, just take a quick look at Surf here. One more level up and he'll have cap magic, and then we can start distributing his stats in a more balanced manner and making him a fair deal stronger. Just across the board, I mean. I have a bad habit of having heat consume feared enemies when I should really have Cielo do that, or Devil's Feast them, rather, and let Gale just consume the weakened enemies. Alright, we actually got a somewhat nasty fight coming up here. Let's go. And we run into a very fitting trio of brutes here, a bunch of Suikis. As you see, these guys love to nail us with powerful ice magic, but they also have pretty nasty physical attacks that we want to be wary of. Alright. Let's just hit him with a Mazionga, spread some damage around, and nail him with an Agilao. There we go. Yeah, I believe these guys are physically resistant, so I'm not gonna bother with having Gale do anything with Venom Fang or anything. Yep, there they go. Not anything we can't handle, though. Actually, you know what? Let's just see if we can't consume this guy. Get that little bit of sweet AP. Ow. Yeah, if they all decide to use Power Wave, that is easily the more threatening thing they can do. Yeah. I had one fight go sideways really quickly because they all decided to do that. Okay. Not as much AP as I'd hoped for, but still a pretty good amount. And we're almost back to the top of the ship. And we just got one more bomb to plant. We're on a roll. Oh, hey, these are encountering the Gurs regularly. Yeah, now on 8F, you can encounter these guys normally, and they give a lot of Maka and pretty good AP, really, so I enjoy seeing these guys. They're good for our finances and our skill progression. There we go. I'm not sure if Devil's Feast is any more likely to occur on heavily weakened enemies. I was just taking the chance there, and if that didn't kill it, then I would pass to Gale and have him consume again. There we go. Because of the off-screen mantra farming that I did for Cielo, Gale was sitting on the bench for a lot of that, so he's a little behind in levels. Yeah, that was actually the first ambush I got hit with. Trying to talk about an interesting encounter that I got into when I get into another one. Such is life. Alright, what do we got here? Hey, hero rations. Always nice. Granted, a lot of the items I've collected have just been gathering dust in my inventory, Now, something to remark on in that last battle. Surf leveled up, and he has officially capped his magic power. Hooray! Imagine confetti falling through the screen right now. So, going forward for a little bit, my levels for Surf will now be 1 point into Vitality, 1 point into Agility, and 1 point into Luck, and we're just going to completely ignore Strength for the rest of the game, since, well, I'm just never going to get Surf up to a point where he's going to have good Strength, because I don't really care about it. After a while, if I feel I'm hitting diminishing returns on Vitality, I may just start investing more points in the Luck and Agility and whatever needs it more, just so I can get those stats up and we don't have to deal with the negative effects of them being so low anymore. Alright, a neutron shot there. It's 88 power. We'll give that to Surf. Again, just always accounting for if we get into a fight with an Oimaikane or something, it's best to have the best ammo on Surf. And give that to Cielo to get his gun power up since he has the weakest ammunition right now. And yeah, you find a lot of good ammunition throughout the game, so it really is ill-advised to spend any Maka on ammunition at the vendors. Because as you've been seeing, we've just been burning through our wallet just trying to get mantras onto everybody. So spending a lot of your money on ammunition is just going to hamper your skill progression by a ton. Just don't buy ammo. Boy, do I hate ambushes. I did get to make good use of something that I believe I talked about in previous videos, though. If you get ambushed and you have attacking items in your inventory, that's a better way to deal with those than to try and transform and get everybody back in fighting form. And it'll make sure you get the most money out of your encounters, too. Haven't been running into too many Gurs, which is actually kind of annoying, because if you... Ooh, magic noise. Since Surf has maxed out his magic, I'm really tempted to give that to Gale. Gale or Cielo? You know what? I'm gonna give it to Cielo, so he has more MP for support magic, and he's going to flex on the healing after a point anyway, so the better he is at that, you know, in the long run, it's a good thing for us. Actually doing pretty decent on money. I can probably spring for a more expensive mantra on somebody else once we get to the terminal, which is right here. Alright, what are we gonna buy here? Actually not too sure what I want Gale to work on. Let's just take a look at his grid here. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go to Cielo. Let's have him work on the ailment tree, just so that he can get some nulls going. And we'll have we'll save some of our money so we can get a better mantra for Surf eventually. Let's have Gale. What does that grant us? Yeah, we'll have him work on that. We will actually, at some point, want to have everybody in our party start pursuing the Death Tree, because Null Death is an extremely useful skill, and you'll also want Void Death on occasion, the shield skill. So definitely you want all your party members to pursue that after a point. And the next area we go to is probably a pretty good area for that, because we can start maxing out those mantras really quickly due to the increased AP we're getting at this point. Alright. Got a lot of treasure to get on this side. Of course, as I say that, I come into a room with no treasure. Can't always call them perfectly, you know? Getting close to the halfway marker for Earth Emperor. I do really want to get Surf onto Bufudyne, so I may actually do a little bit of farming once we get to the end of this area, since, like I said, we're going to run into an enemy that allows us to get our mantras maxed out really quickly. Speaking of new enemies here, we've got Mothmen. I think these guys are weak to Force. Let's just experiment. No, not Force. What about Fire? No, not that. No, let's just take down one of them. Oh, I think they're weak to Earth, actually. Those Zeodynes could be pretty nasty if they targeted Gale, but my luck went out there. Yep, there we go. And Surf just completely destroys that thing because he's Surf. Not a bad haul of items from that fight, really. Okay. I think after we plant the last bomb, then we'll call it a video once we get to the next terminal. We want to get into the winding steel corridors. Okay. Let's check this door out. And this is just another bunk room. Yeah, a lot of dead-end rooms in here, and unlike certain rooms that we come across that will have things in them later in the game, a lot of these are just dead ends to waste your time, which is kind of annoying. Feels like just a waste of map design. It's not even like you can rifle through those cabinets or anything. Alright, all the explosives have been set though. Now we probably gotta go bail Argilla out. Bat's kind of a punk. But he is able to take on 3 demons by himself, so I can't imagine Argilla is doing too well against him by her lonesome. Particularly in this version of Bat that we're going to be fighting. Oh boy, Bat 3 is a pretty notoriously difficult fight. Now there is a way to cheese it, but we'll detail that when we get to it. It isn't so bad when you get ambushed by those Gurs. Because they're flying enemies, they are weak to bullets. We can take them out pretty easily, especially now that we've got good ammunition running on everyone. Yeah, those guys can curse you. Curse is a very annoying stat. Well, I did find out one exploit with it. If you have a character who is cursed, but they participate in the combo skill, and they aren't the one who initiated it, they don't take any damage. How nice. Hey, another ammo node. I'd actually much rather a cell in this than ammo. Hey, I get my wish. I'm so happy when I get those. They feed my greed. Of course, am I being greedy or am I just being practical? Of course, Cielo gets hit with Mudo at the tail end of what was otherwise a relatively uneventful encounter. Man, suddenly I'm getting ambushed at the yin-yang here. Ugh. Ambushes, no fun in this game. I've said this several times, but I genuinely hate them more in this game than I do in Nocturne. At least in Nocturne, they keep you on your toes. In this game, they're just annoying to the nth degree. Alright. So, got the elevator here. And we've already threaded the explosives throughout the place, but let's take the staircase. You know, it's good exercise. We haven't gone up it yet. Man, those chatter skulls, they're surprisingly accurate with their skull cleaves, and those deal pretty good damage. I definitely think that if they all just decide to gang up on Cielo and skull cleave him repeatedly, he would be a dead Cielo at that point. Alright. Ambushed and first struck, the worst combo. Man, I hate those so much. Alright, so this is the area that I was talking about. In this area, we can run into these guys. Revelgers. I actually do not know how you pronounce that. But these guys, weak to Zeo-type spells, and hopefully, then kill them, so let's just get the consume. Go for it. Nope, didn't work. Well, let's just use the spyglass to get a full view of what they're capable of, and how much HP does this guy have left? Not much. Okay, consume will finish him off, but weak to gun and elect. Now, let's just devour this guy. See what we get out of that. And as you can see, that was a pretty hefty amount of AP to Earth Emperor for Surf. Now let's see, I don't need Earth Boost anymore. Well, actually, I do, but not in the immediate future. Actually, what I'm gonna get rid of is Fire Boost. Actually, no, I changed my mind. Force Boost is what I want to get rid of. It's, I already had... Never mind. I'm not paying attention at all. But let's get into another one, see if we can't make it afraid and have Surf Devils feast it. Yeah, I'm not too worried about Power Charge. Power Charge is the renamed Focus from Nocturne. That increases your next physical attack by 2.5 times, so very good damage there, and basically just a good idea to have that on any dedicated physical attacker. But yeah, check out that AP. Now that was really good. And this is the area that I was talking about where we can master the current set of mantras very quickly. Those Revelgers, they just give you tons of AP if you devour them. And the Dying level mantras, those will master very quickly if you just spend time devouring these guys. And the mantras just below that, like, just devouring one gets them to halfway to maxed out. So yeah, very good idea to hunt these guys. And since we're at the end of the area, I actually am going to spend some time hunting these guys just to get Surf's mantras developed so I can get them where I want them to be. And we'll see what I can do with Gale and Cielo. Let's just take a look at how we're doing on money here. Let's see, oh, it's a top rate, it's 180,000. Yeah, I don't really want to invest in anything too expensive on them, but I'll think about that off screen. But yeah, we're at the end of this deserted ship here. Just gotta go in and bail Argilla out of the mess that she is no doubt in, because yeah, I can't see her pulling off any miracles against Bat alone. So we'll save our game here, and as always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, goodbye.